So, John, another thing that we got to talk about, the biggest news this week was When We Were Young Fest. They announced their lineup for 2024. Everyone was excited. For those who didn't hear, it's going to be the weekend of October 19th and 20th at Las Vegas Festival Grounds in Las Vegas. Headliners are going to be My Chemical Romance and Fall Out Boy. And the catch with this festival is most all bands will be playing one of their, respective iconic albums in full, which is quite the experience, I think, especially if you've been a fan of When We Were Young Fest in the past. They really bring on the older acts as well as some of the new ones. And everybody likes to hear, iconic albums played in full. But there was a little bit of controversy that came out once they announced this lineup. So they announced the lineup, and there were virtually no female bands on this lineup, with the exception of two. Like the Distillers was one. Who was the other band? I can't remember. Something. There was one other band. But you got like 50 bands that are men, and you only have two female-fronted bands on there. John, I just, when this happened, so, social media was set ablaze with this. They noticed it right away. They had their thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's just go ahead and read some. So Loudwire initially said, Tia Campbell from Meet Me at the Altar. She said, has anyone counted how many women are on the When We Were Young Fest lineup for next year? Scene Queen, another bigger name in the scene right now, she said that it was jarring to see such little representation from women on this lineup. Pop country singer, songwriter, and vocalist of the scene favorites, Amanda Cassie Pope agrees, commenting, I gasped when I saw there's zero effort. Pretty disappointing. So Cassidy Pope, who has also been a guest on our podcast, had her thoughts on this. So everybody's coming out of the woodwork saying, not attacking When We Were Young Fest, but they clearly fucked up, right? So what first caught my attention about this, because I didn't look too closely at the lineup initially, but I
didn't gasp.
Yeah. I went on Reddit, as I do.
Did you gasp?
I didn't gasp, not once. But I'm also not surprised, because we know that, this scene doesn't represent women very well, even though I'd argue, and I've said it 1,000 times on this podcast, that the women in the scene actually bring it more than the males do. But that's for another conversation another day. But somebody on Reddit said no women in the new When We Were Young Fest lineup. They said, I know I sound like a Karen. I'm prepared for the negative look at this, but I don't know. It just sucks seeing only two bands with a female singer, which that was true initially. There's so many good pop punk bands with female singers. Hell, alternative female artists too, even from the past. They go on, maybe I'm biased because I love women in general, but am I the only one feeling this way? Absolutely no hate to the bands or festival. It's a solid, good lineup. Just damn. Then they said, I know the ones I pissed off in the comments. I know the ones I pissed off probably think this is some feminist bullshit or about representation. It really isn't. I'm just a sucker for female singers. That's literally it. And I've mentioned on this podcast before too, I too am a sucker for female singers. I'm just attracted to that a little bit for whatever reason. So John, my question for you, there's a shit ton of bands on this festival lineup.
Mm-hmm.
How on earth in this, we'll say, climate, we've talked about it before, it's an obvious, the scene's under a microscope. We know that females usually aren't represented well in this scene. How on earth does this happen? You got to assume that When We Were Young Fest, every year, they probably spend at least 9 months preparing for the, 2025. During that 9 months, did they not look at that lineup and say, hey, something may be missing?
I'm going to put it to you this way. What if it was purposefully done in order to create this reaction, which therein gets more attention to the lineup itself?
Well, that's a possibility, but I doubt it because...
I don't.
Well, one, I didn't even know Cassidy Pope said anything initially, that she was, surprised at the lack of females on this list. But after everybody's all up in an uproar about it, then When We Were Young Fest starts adding women to the to the festival
almost immediately, right?
And Cassidy Pope is one of them. She's going to be reuniting with the Hey Monday Boys, and they're going to be doing their classic album. We Are the In Crowd was added. A female artist that a lot of people may not have heard of yet is Carr. Daisy Grenade. I'm a fan of what they're doing. I think they're on Pete Wentz's label. And then Tonight Alive is going to be on there. So they, all of a sudden, 2 bands with lead singers as females are announced. And then people get in an uproar. And then all of a sudden, there's 5 more bands added. And they all happen to be female fronted. I don't know. I just think they realized they screwed up.
Scam.
I don't know. But I just don't understand how, in this day and age, like that could get missed. I just think it was interesting to bring up.
Suspect. I think it was purposefully done.
Yeah, I don't think they're that smart.
No such thing as bad press.
That's true. Because they did end up selling out the first date. The second date, I don't know if it's available yet to buy tickets, but it's gonna sell out. They're gonna be fine. What is crazy though, dude? First, what are your thoughts on playing these albums in full? So let's talk about the good here, because there are some good bands on this lineup. So we're gonna have My Chemical Romance and Fall Out Boy headlining. My Chemical Romance is gonna be playing the Black Parade, their biggest album. Fall Out Boy looks like they're gonna be just playing the hits all together. I would feel like Take This to Your Grave, playing that in full would be exciting for most everybody in attendance there, but it looks like, based on the album cover that is on the When We Were Young Fest promo image, they've got like 6 albums on there. So maybe, I don't know, I can't tell. But it looks like they're going to just be playing the hits. But
well, if it's a headliner, they might be playing longer, so they might do.
That's true. Very true. But Dashboard's on this, so they're going to be playing Dusk and Summer. Coheed and Cambria's on here. Under Oath, Saves the Day, The Starting Line. Jimmy Eat World's going to be playing Bleed American, which I would be really stoked to hear that.
Yeah, as long as they skip the middle. I'll be
well, they got to play the middle.
Just jump over it.
It's one of those ones where
you're like, this is where the middle would have been. Here's
nice.
Something else.
You're just over that, overplayed.
Since 2001. Too.
Nice, yeah.
2002 maybe, I think is probably when I got over.
Well, Newfound Glory is going to be playing Sticks and Stones, so I mean, this is a killer lineup. This is nothing to to scoff at or anything like that, minus the representation of women. But if we're just looking at the talent on this alone, it's a really good lineup. But John, it's expensive to go to this, especially if you're going to go to one day. You're going to fly out there. You're going to stay there. Like, I know that some people were paying upwards of $1,000 to $1,400 for this weekend. Like, holy shit. Dude, I love live music just like the next person, but there's no way I could spend that much money. Not a chance.
I wouldn't pay that much to watch Jesus front the Beatles.
No. It's absurd. But I mean, I get it. You got to pay these bands. So I understand the price tag for this, but I'm still surprised.
If people are going to pay it, why wouldn't you charge it?
Well, exactly. And then there's VIP packages that really ups the ante there. So more power to you guys that are doing this. But
hey, you can win that money back at the tables.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. Good luck to you. But I will not be attending any When We Were Young Fest. I can't justify it. There's just no way.
Oh, no.
But
I don't like anybody that much.
No, I don't either. I don't either. Like, the biggest tour of Blink reuniting with Tom, that would have justified me spending $600 or however much those tickets were going for. But there's no way. There's just no way. One night, no way. No thanks. But I'm not knocking anybody who's, spent that money. Good for you. You got the experience. It's just not as important to me.
I'm judging you harshly.
So yeah, so I
Not
think
get that money back.
So John, overall though, do you think that When We Were Young Fest, fucked up this week, or do you think it was?
I mean, minorly.
Yeah,
it's not that big of a deal. I mean, they obviously fixed it quickly, so
they did.
I mean, we have 11 months.
Yeah,
like people will forget.
That's true.
That
true.
Happened. I'm not saying that it doesn't matter that there wasn't. I'm just saying,
right.
In the long run, it's not going to affect
I
the
get
show.
You. I still wonder how they can, like, if everybody's playing full albums, like most everybody is playing full albums, how are they going to fit all of these bands in one day? I don't understand it, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30. There's 60 artists so far.
Mm-hmm.
How on earth are you going to fit all of those in one day?
Well, they're playing on different stages, yeah.
But how many stages? That's the other thing, too.
4, 5.
You're not going to be able to see everybody you want to, most likely. So that's the thing with these festivals and the price tag. But hey, teach their own, and I hope everybody has a great time and stay safe and hydrated. It'd
be cool if they do like some sort of free stream of it, like they do with some other festivals. But
you know what? I would pay to watch a stream. The Madden brothers, they own Veeps, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like an all-access pass through Veeps that is supposed to have like concert experiences, streaming concert experiences. This would be epic if they did something like that. I don't know why festivals don't do that anyway. Just make that money.
I mean, it seems like all the other larger festivals are doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, just
I'd
have a channel for each stage. And
yeah, I'd consider paying, $50, $100 or whatever to stream it from home. It'd be fun. And then you get to watch whoever you want to watch.
It would be nice if everything was recorded and then you could go back and watch what you missed.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like that's a good point. I feel like those are big missed opportunities. Like, even When We Were Young could get a cut of some of these live albums and stuff like that. Like, go in with the record labels, and I mean, people are going to buy, My Chemical Romance playing the Black Parade in full. Like, they'll make so much goddamn money. It seems crazy not to. I don't know, John, we got a lot of good ideas, I feel like.
Yep.
All right, so
I can't disagree.
I know you can't, because it's correct. So, John, there was some news a few weeks ago. We talked about it.